Welcome back to the Little Marketing Podcast. So today we're going to talk about something that is non-negotiable if you want your marketing to work. And that is consistency. So not only in the marketing work that you're doing, but in the activities, in the messaging that you're communicating, and the frequency in which you're communicating it. So I know a lot of small business owners think that their marketing should just work instantly and they should be seeing instant results. You know, when you're posting on Instagram or you're launching a campaign or you send out an email, if the inquiries don't start to flood in immediately, you start to get frustrated and you're thinking maybe it's not working. But the truth is that marketing is a long game, and it's the consistency that separates the businesses that are struggling from the ones that are growing steadily year after year. So let's start by talking about frequency. So imagine you're a local cafe. You're posting on your socials, say once a month. You send out a single newsletter quarterly. Meanwhile, the cafe across the street is posting daily on their socials. They're running monthly campaigns, and they're also engaging in the local community. So which one of those examples do you think is going to be top of the customer's mind next time they want to go out to a cafe to grab a coffee? So even if your product or your service is amazing, if you're not showing up frequently, then your audience is just simply going to forget about you. Every touch point, so a social media post, an email, a blog post, or an ad, is an opportunity for someone or a potential customer to notice you, to remember you, and eventually contact you. Now, frequency doesn't mean you need to go overboard and constantly bombard your audience, but it's about regular, predictable activity that reinforces your presence. So frequency alone isn't enough. You also need consistency in your message. So it's so common for small businesses to jump from one activity to the next and then to the next one. Maybe one week their Instagram is focusing on their expertise, and then the next week it's a random promotion, and then the following week it's something completely unrelated. And for your audience, that can be really confusing. Consistency helps build clarity and trust, and it should revolve around these four things: what you do, who you do it for, where you do it, and why you're the expert. So if you reinforce these elements regularly, over time your audience forms a clear mental picture of what you stand for. And that's when positioning kicks in. So positioning is a term that we talk about a lot. Your positioning is how your business sits in the minds of your ideal customers or clients in a way that differentiates you from the competition. It's about being the obvious choice for a particular type of client rather than trying to appeal to everyone. So consistency is what makes your positioning work. So if your message wavers or your marketing is all scattered, it's not going to give the time for the positioning to work. But when you're communicating your message over and over, it could be on social media, on your emails, on ads, or on your website, your audience starts to remember you, trust you, and see you as the expert. So a challenge that many small business owners face is boredom. It's common to just think, I'm just repeating myself, isn't my audience going to get bored? But the reality is what's feeling repetitive to you is actually brand new for your audience. Most people aren't going to see everything that you're posting, and the cluttered environment often means it's going to take multiple touch points before your ideal customer actually sees your business. So rather than seeing repetitive as boring, see it as an opportunity to reinforce your credibility and expertise. So every email, every social media post or ad adds a little more trust, a little more recognition, and a little more momentum for your marketing. So talking about consistency is key. Implementing it is the hard part. So here are some practical ways to help that happen. So number one, create a content calendar. So you can plan your posts, emails, and campaigns in advance. Secondly, batch create content. So spend a few hours producing content for the month. This is going to save time and makes it easier to show up consistently. Thirdly, use your positioning statement everywhere. So every piece of marketing should reinforce your unique difference. Number 4, set reminders for yourself. So don't rely on your memory. Schedule social media posts, schedule emails, and website updates as well. And lastly is measure what's working. So really important, but make sure you're tracking inquiries, tracking clicks and engagement to see which messages are resonating with your audience. So the key is to make consistency part of your routine, not just a one-off effort. So we've worked with this particular small business for a few years. And when we first started working with them, their marketing was very scattered and sporadic. They didn't have a clear positioning and they hardly posted online either. And then fast forward to today, they're constantly sending emails, posting on their socials, and maintaining their website. Their messaging hasn't changed and they've stayed focused to who they are, what they do, and who they help. And the results are that they're busier than they've ever been and they're receiving more inquiries, but it didn't happen overnight. It happened because they are consistent and frequent in communicating their messaging. So now that we're really into the swing of 2026, it's a perfect time to commit to consistency. So whether it's building a routine for posting or sending emails, updating your website, or just reinforcing your positioning, showing up with a clear message will pay off for your business. Consistency doesn't feel flashy, but it works. It builds trust, it builds credibility and momentum, and it also allows your marketing to compound. It ensures that when your customer is ready to buy, you're the one that they're going to buy from. So as you plan your marketing for the year, make sure you ask yourself, am I showing up often enough? Is my message clear and consistent across all of my touch points? And does my positioning stand out in a crowded market? So that's it for today's episode on why consistency is critical in your marketing message and activity for your small business. So remember, it's about clarity, frequency, and consistency. And if you stick to these, you will see results over time. Thanks for listening. I hope this episode helped. If you want some more info, you can head to our website, which is littlemarketing.com.au. You could also visit our socials or send us an email at ask@littlemarketing.com.au.
Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.